All right, friends. One more video on Jason Blaha, my friends. Delusional again, as usual. Progressive overload on high rep sets for advanced lifters. I mean, he's really delusional. You gotta listen to this guy. What he says in this video. I just watched a bit of it.
Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and today I want to chat with you guys a little bit about something that has come up since people have seen me go over to almost exclusively higher rep training for a while. And previously, if people need to understand when I make this statement, my training has been mostly high reps for a very, very long time. So we need to be clear there.
So we need to be clear on this. It's high rep training. If he's eating enough glycogen, then he'll be building this. Just a second here. I can prove everything I say, man. So he's doing high rep training or high volume training. So here you go. So he's doing myofibrillar hypertrophy in response to 6 weeks high volume resistance training in young men is largely attributed to sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. See that? That's what he's doing right now, high volume training. Okay, let's listen to what he says. He's going to say something else here. It's ridiculous.
So we need to be clear there. And what I mean by mostly, I mean at least 70% of my training has been 8 or higher reps for years, for quite a few years. So people do need a context for that. And I think when they just see the excerpts of the heavy...
If the reps are that high, it's sarcoplasmic training and trained young and trained men like him. Because M&D size had reached a ceiling limit, there's no more muscle. But he's going to say as if he could build muscle anytime. Fake muscles, definitely, but not real.
Lifting and they don't watch the vlogs, they don't realize that my training has been hypertrophy oriented for quite some time.
Did it not say hypertrophy there? Hypertrophy has many meanings. Sarcoplasmic is artificial muscle growth. Everybody knows this. You can Google it.
But now that I am actually cutting down leaner, working on physique, stuff like that, I've kind of changed completely over to it for a little while because, again, I've got a lot of reasons. Psychological. I should probably...
If you're doing high rep trying to get leaner, then you want to be on a carnivore diet. It's really simple. Carnivore diet. Or maybe he's eating, I don't know, plants. I can't really tell you because he doesn't show what he's eating anymore. I have no clue what the fuck he's doing. He tries to confuse people all the time. He lies a lot.
Make some videos on that. But the thing is, the topic comes up of how are you going to track progressive overload? You know, because people who are...
You can still look lean by doing high repetition work like he's doing and gain these sarcoplasmic muscles.
They've been training a couple years. They're so used to being able to make, decent progress that they don't understand for really advanced lifters. We are talking about gaining ounces of muscle. Right? We're not gaining 5, 6
ounces of muscle. He's gaining ounces of muscle. Let's see if he's gaining ounces of muscle. Let's see these ounces of muscles. Binuclear domain size limit. M&D size has a ceiling limit during hypertrophic process, beyond which extra myonuclei are donated by satellite cell to do what? To support further muscle growth. But he's somehow putting on ounces of muscle. What are they? I told you. They're sarcoplasmic.
Right? We're not gaining 5, 6 pounds of muscle in a year anymore. It's just not happening. Unless you're going to run a bunch of gear.
I like how he says
right, I'm about to turn 4.
I like how he says he's going to gain 5, 6 pounds of muscle a year. Every year he's gaining that. Even though it reached the ceiling limit. Your newbie gains. That's the ceiling limit. The newbie gains. You reach the ceiling limit. What the hell he talking about? Does he look like he's gaining any muscle? And then what does he say? We have to take steroids to gain muscle. Well, steroids, they don't bypass M&D size limit. Nowhere in there does it say a steroid's going to bypass it. It could help. It could help. It's a steroid. It's a hormone. There's some help there, but it is not a progenitor cell.
47. Okay, I turned 47 coming up middle of December. At this point, I'm not trying to, add 20 pounds of muscle onto my body, and if I did, it would require
Fake muscles? You're not trying to add fake 20 pounds of fake muscles? Who is? It's uncomfortable. It's horrendous. It's bad for your health. Why would you do that? Yeah. What the hell are you talking about, man?
extremely large amounts of stuff. And I'm not willing to do that. So in my case, for someone like me, we're chasing a little bit of muscle we can gain. Can we gain?
Chase the little muscle that you can gain. All right, this is just fucking ridiculous, man.
A few ounces here, a few ounces there. Can we put
a few ounces here and a few ounces there? Bro, you can gain as much artificial muscle as you want, the sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. You're a trained person, bro. Just eat shitloads of bowls of potatoes. You're gonna get massive.
a little bit of size on our arms? Right? And at this point, for me to look...
Man, he makes it sound so pathetic. Like you're gonna be chasing, what, this 5 pounds or 1 pound of muscle a year or something? Or in 10 years, you'll gain 5 pounds of muscles? This is pathetic, bro. How did Larry get his muscles so big in 5 days after his competition? He gained 53 pounds in 5 days eating at the Golden Griddle. What kind of muscles do you think those are?
Bigger, it's going to be, honestly, mostly just getting leaner. And then adding the little bit of muscle that I can. So when we come over to the 10 reps, that's what people need.
Oh, it's about getting leaner and adding a little bit of muscle, what he can. What do you mean what you can? You make it, bro, you make it sound so pathetic. Like, what's the point of going there? You're wasting your time.
What you do understand is, are they challenging? Are they challenging? If they are challenging.
Challenging, Jesus.
And we're doing enough work. This is what we need to be looking at. Now, does that mean that we ignore progressive overload? No.
Yes.
Progressive
overload just means you're adding more weight, and then you'll get your body will compensate you with androgen receptors, and then you'll get better and stronger at lifting those weights like a factory worker. You understand me? Because myocytic androgen receptor does not control the mass of the limb muscles. You understand me? But people think that. They take a steroid and that molecule binds with the androgen receptor, giving you more force production. It has nothing to do with the mass of the limb muscles. So what has to do with the mass? Well, hypertrophy. But what controls these different masses in hypertrophy? Well, they're all controlled by different mechanisms. Duh. Some are controlled by nuclei, myonuclei. Some is controlled by energy because he's chronically lifting. Look at him. He's an endurance athlete. People tell you if you do endurance, you're going to burn fat. So why does he keep doing all these high reps and he starts looking leaner and leaner? Because this is endurance training. You're a chronic lifter, duh. So if you want to load this sarcoplasmic fluid in the muscle, eat shitloads of complex carbs because you're endurance. You're doing endurance lifting. You're using your limbs and everything, bro. So it's artificial muscles because it's drawn through energy. You understand me? Christ. But if you eat grass, you can't turn grass into muscle. Only cows can do that. Duh.
Will always be part of this. But progressive overload at this point in the game is usually almost a byproduct of hypertrophy. Okay?
It is not a byproduct of hypertrophy. You understand me? I don't know what he's talking about. It's hypertrophy, but what kind? Through androgen receptors? If you get more androgen receptors, is that not a type of hypertrophy? It means something in that domain is getting bigger. You understand me? If you get better at lifting heavy weights and your body compensates you with more androgen receptors, that is a type of hypertrophy as well. You're training to expand the androgen receptor pool so that you can be stronger at lifting these weights for the fucking molecules somewhere for them to bind. This is the dumbest coach in the world, bro. I'm telling you, he doesn't understand anything.
And without even necessarily chasing more weight on the bar, when we start getting, right, so that we don't get stapled, but it brings us, if you're doing, 220.
Look at these useless things he's doing for his forms. Everything. repetitive lifting hell. This is like, what is he doing here exactly? What is this?
5 for sets of, but people need
More garbage.
context. When you're quite advanced, it really is a case of people putting in 6 months or a year to get a pound of new lean.
What? They have to put in 6 months to a year to get 1 pound of lean muscles. Wow, this is so pathetic.
Tissue of actual muscle growth.
Can he prove
Not talking
that?
about some.
Can he prove that after you bypass myonuclear, if he's after MND size reaches a ceiling limit during hypertrophic process where it's beyond extranuclear donated by satellite cell to support further muscle growth, he's telling you that you could gain 1 pound of lean muscle per year when it says it reached the ceiling limit? How? Does he tell you how you could possibly, how is it if it says it's beyond? It's ended. It doesn't support growth anymore. And he's telling you you're going to get 1 pound of lean muscle in a year. How? How do you do it? How did you do it?
Not talking about some transient storage, I'm talking about actual muscle growth.
Yeah, we understand actual muscle growth, like actual tissue, not sarcoplasmic phony muscles. How did you bypass myonuclear domain size limit, you fucking shitty ass, dumb, bald ass coach? Why don't you fucking tell us? Because you're fucking brainchild, bro. Get it? You're fucking genius on this fucking channel. 10 years lifting, 11,000 videos, and you can't fucking tell anybody how you got that 1 pound of lean fucking muscle. You imbecile, you.
You might only put 5 or 10 pounds on the bar on several of your big lifts.
5 or 10 pounds on your lift is gonna get you is gonna build a lean tissue muscle mass? What? What the fuck are you dreaming, bro? La la la.
Your dead hang pull-ups might go from 12 reps to 13 or 14. Okay?
What? That's making you good at lifting heavy weights. What does that have to do with muscle growth, you dingbat?
Your 225 sets for 10 might only go up 5 pounds. Your 315 sets might only go up 5 or 10 pounds.
What? May go up by whatever pounds. It goes up whatever your body compensates you with androgen receptors allowing you to lift that weight. You're not doing it. You're trying to get your body to give you an adaptation to do it. That's why it's so difficult. If you could just give it to yourself, then everybody would be doing it. Get it? They wouldn't be lifting anyway. They'd magically create them themselves. You Nimrod, you.
Because we're just not gaining as much muscle anymore.
You're not gaining much muscle anymore. You're not gaining any more muscle after you reach the myonuclear domain size limit after your newbie gains. What the hell are you talking about? Your coach is so fucking delusional. He's on planet Mars, bro. I don't know what planet this guy's from, but I'm from planet Earth. That's how things work here on this planet.
Not saying, again, that we shouldn't care, because that still tells us a bit about where we are. But at the end of the day, as long as we're using sufficient workloads, we're reaching good quality work sets where we are working and fatiguing the muscles.
Working and fatiguing the muscles. You are an endurance lifter. Fatiguing the muscles, high volume, sarcoplasmic, boom, into the muscle, like a long distance runner or swimmer or anybody. Those are endurance sports. They are all endurance sports. To build real muscle, it isn't based on endurance. You understand me? It isn't based on any endurance. To build real lean tissue mass muscle is not based on endurance. You understand? This guy is so delusional.
In the way that we want, we're going to be stimulating new training adaptations.
You're going to be stimulating new training adaptations. Yeah, that's usually people go to the gym. That's the idea. They're looking for adaptations. But there's several adaptations happening there. Which ones are you training for? Do you even know? You're so delusional.
We're going to be slowly getting bigger. But
You're going to slowly getting bigger. You want to know what that is? The sarcoplasmic, bro. Get it? Artificial growth.
is again for the advanced. Okay?
Again, for the advanced lifter. Yes.
Right?
Look, I'm going to tell you something. I ain't no coach, but I'm a super advanced sports person. I understand all these modalities, how they work. I can't understand how you as a coach powerlifter don't know any of this. And you compete even. You don't even know these things. You can't even explain them. You just make them up as you go along. Yeah, I just am going to build muscle out of thin air. You're just going to build a pound of lean tissue, even though your body doesn't allow you to build it. You're going to build it. You're crazy. You're insane, bro. I'll see you in the next one. Tell us think about that. Like, subscribe, comment down below. Helps the algorithm. This is just crazy. Progressive overload is going to build you a muscle. What the fuck? On high rep sets for advanced lifters. This is insane. See you later, man.